these are mismanaged facilities. All right. And so remember, I told you that I cannot get a loan on this deal. I can't get a loan on this one. And the reason why is the exact same reason this person would not give me their tax returns, would not give me their P&L and their balance sheet. The truth is that I own a lot of storage. I own a lot of property, and everything flows through my tax returns. I mean, essentially. So, and actually, I own not just property, I also own a lot of other businesses. I mean, because we have a lot of businesses, honestly. We have like 26 businesses. Okay. So, so to go and get a loan from a bank, like I have to list every single thing that I own and how much revenue all it is. And then I send it over to the lenders and they're just like, what? Basically, that's basically what happens is they're just like, oh, this is like too much, I'm not straightforward. So because I have so many different multiple streams of income, I have so many different streams of income. I have so many different streams of income that flowing through my personal return that it is very, very hard for me to get a loan. It's not impossible, totally not impossible. We could do it, but pretty much every lender that I've ever talked to, I've tried to get loans from, they're all just like, Stacy, is like, and plus another thing too, that even makes it even more complicated is we buy a lot of our stuff in land trusts. And we have a lot of different companies, honestly. So, for like a lender to try to figure out our umbrella company and then all the different companies underneath that are owning what, and then our land trust that are also owning stuff, it's just like so complicated that like nobody wants to lend to us. I'm telling you, nobody wants to lend to us, right? Which is a good thing and also a bad thing. But actually, because I'm so complicated, honestly, because our estate is so complicated, what it's done is it's just made me a better fundraiser. That's it. That's really what it's done. I mean, I know I have a hard time getting loans. So what that means is that I have to get better at raising money, right? Because I have plenty of students that can go to a bank and get a loan. In fact, I had one student went to a bank, got a loan, bought a storage facility, went and got his second storage facility, went to a bank, got his third storage facility, right? And then the fourth storage facility, guess what the bank said? I'm sorry, but you're over leveraged. We cannot lend to you anymore, right? And he was so reliant on these banks giving him all these loans that guess what? Now he cannot move any further. He's selling his first property so he can buy his next property. And I feel like a lot of investors are getting into this rut here, right? So how does Stacy buy 16 facilities? She gets them owner financed. She does projection-based loans now. She syndicates. She uses private money, right? I raise money and I talk to investors all the time. And I try to raise money. And I'm telling you, since day one that I've been doing this, I've been doing real estate since 2011. So I've been 10, 12 years now. My very first deal I raised the money on, and ever since then I raised all the money. Okay, so let's just break that down, How does Stacy buy this run? She gets 13 plus, because we're about to buy number 14 and 15 this month, and we have 2 more under contract. We have 2 more under contract that I'm raising money for right now. Okay, so all right, so obviously owner financing. This is my favorite. This is my favorite way to buy anything. All right. I love owner financing. It's just too easy. All right. But you have to convince the seller to seller finance, just like this one here. Number 2 is I can syndicate. Now I can syndicate. right? Now I have experience. So like, people are willing to like give me money through syndications. Okay. You can't like your very first deal, you're not going to go out and just syndicate. You can do that, honestly, but it's like so hard because you have like no experience. So your first deals, you're going to raise private money.
This
You're
run.
going to ask your friends, you're going to ask your family, your colleagues, your fraternity, your chiropractor. I just talked to a chiropractor on Friday, and he was like, yeah, he's like, I'm so busy. I have no time to do anything. So all I want to do is just give you my money. Right. Talk to chiropractors. If you have a chiropractor, you should be talking to them. Your doctors, your chiropractors, your friends, your family, your colleague, your fraternity brothers, your fraternity sisters, all your colleagues at work, your neighbors. My very first lender was my neighbor. I was like, out walking my dog, and he was like, where were you? I haven't seen you in a while. And I just come back from a boot camp on raising private money. He was like, yeah, it's at this boot camp about like raising private money. I was like, I'm going to start raising some money and get out there and like do some rehabs. I think I'm going to rehab a couple houses. He's like, oh, that's interesting. He's like, yeah, I'd really like to know more about that. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, I lent some money out to my HOA last year, and I made some really good money on it. So I was thinking maybe I should do that again. So I'd be interested in lending you some money. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. So that was like 10 years ago. Like 12 years ago, my neighbor. And he's been lending to me ever since. He started out with 200 grand. He gives me almost $2 million now. All right. So, and he's made like $1 million off of me. All right. He came to my wedding and spoke at my, he's like, we befriended. He's like friend of the family. But anyway, so private money. If you're starting out and you want to buy mismanaged facilities, you have to do this. You have to do this.